Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to go over my favorite fine fragrance mists in my collection. I previously did a video going over the ones that were my least favorite, so for this one I'm going to do the opposite. Here in this section, just to note, I have my fine fragrance mists in different parts of my room, so I'm going to pan through different areas. Here is where I would classify my once in a while fine fragrance mists, so none of these are my favorite ones. These are the ones that I would wear if I'm going to like a doctor's appointment, to the dentist, I don't know, family members that I don't really see so often. So none of these are my favorite. So we're pretty much done with this section. I'm going to pan over to the areas where I basically keep the ones that I reach for the most. Okay, so this is the lower tier shelf of my fine fragrance mist collection. Let me kind of like zoom this out. As you can see, there's a top part, but unfortunately none of the fine fragrance mists on the lower level are ones that are my favorite. And a lot of these are recently new, so I haven't gotten the time to really test it out in different scenarios like going to work, going to the grocery store, shopping and whatnot. I'm kind of reaching for the same ones over and over again. So let's go over to the top shelf. Okay, kind of weird angle, but here I have, I want to say two fine fragrance mists that I really love, especially the first one that I'm going to go over, if you can guess before I reach for it, but let me pick it out. So that is Raspberry Jam Donut. So this one came out during the Bake Shop collection during 2021, I believe. It was also part of the same collection that had, of course, Strawberry Pound Cake repackaged, but in the pretty wraparound label. It also had, I want to say it's chocolate covered cherries, as well as coconut cream pie, but this is the one that I feel was the standout fragrance. Scent notes are walled raspberry jam, powdered sugar, warm, fluffy donut. And I think the thing that sets this apart is how Bath & Body Works was able to capture that fried donut-y aspect. I love it. It reminds me of like you've been eating a donut, it's all over your face, but in actuality, it's not, but you can just get that smell like if you were rolling around in donuts. And I know that seems a little bit off-putting because of the fried aspect to it, but it also has that like sugariness to it that makes it super wearable. And I feel like the raspberry is not the prominent note. The prominent note is the donut part, which I think if you love gourmands, this is like a must buy. I can see how this is a little bit heavy if you wanted to wear it during the summer or the spring, but during the fall and winter, this is where this fragrance would excel. Even if you want to wear it during the spring and summer, I think that at night, this could be totally doable. So yeah, the liquid to this is dark, and I don't even mind staining my clothes just because of the scent payoff. Oh, and by the way, this is when fine fragrance mists were $15.50, so of course the prices have gone up quite a lot since then. But this one is such a, for me, guaranteed good scent if you like gourmands. So that is the first one. All right, let's go over to the next one, if you can guess. So out of all my citrus forward fine fragrance mists here, I definitely do have a favorite. So if you can guess between Margarita Cupcake, Orange Vanilla Twist, and Snowy Citrus Floral. And the reason why I like, and my winner out of all of those is Snowy Citrus Swirl, and the reason being is that Orange Vanilla Twist, this one right here, it's a little bit too much, like it smells like those Flintstones push pops, but if it's melted and it's a definite artificial like orange smell, I just can't really get with it. So I don't really like how it smells off the get-go. I do like it more in the dry down, but for me personally, I think Snowy Citrus Swirl is superior. I feel like the lasting power is a little bit better, and it actually smells a little bit more complex versus Orange Vanilla Twist smells more like a straightforward type of scent. So this one, I feel like I could even wear it for more dressier occasions during the spring or summer, or heck, anytime during the day. I'll try to put the scent notes up on the screen, but this was during the time that Bath & Body Works decided not to print the scent notes on the back. And this is when fine fragrance mists cost $14.50. So I just looked up the notes online, and the notes for this are tangerine, marshmallow, vanilla, and tonka bean. So I feel like the tonka bean elevates it a little bit more. It almost makes it into a more traditional, like perfumey, more elegant, dare I say. And then the marshmallow, I think that explains why I like the sweetness in this. And complete side note, but out of all of the citruses that I actually have a tangerine tree in my house, 2 of them to be exact. And I just love that very distinct citrusy taste to it that's a little bit tart, and it's more, in my opinion, complex than just a straight up orange. Whereas orange vanilla twist, let me just take it out for a comparison. So just to compare, the notes for orange vanilla twist are juicy orange, summer sherbet, and vanilla cream or creme. And there is a definite difference in these two, as well as margarita cupcake. Margarita cupcake is a little bit more like the zest of whatever citrus note that is. So margarita cupcake is a little bit, or actually it's a lot more tart, and you don't really get much of a cupcake smell in it, but I digress. But yeah, so I think the reason why I like Snowy Citrus Swirl is because it's sweeter, it's more elegant, and the citrus note is tangerine in this one versus this one on the right is orange. So it's a lot better. And I do pick up in orange vanilla twist that sherbet note. And yeah, this just straight up reminds me of a melted Flintstones push pop. So yeah, if I ever want to wear citrus, this is my favorite citrus heavy or citrus forward fine fragrance mist in my collection, and I don't regret buying it at all, and it's relatively new in my collection. Okay, so those two are the only ones that I really enjoy or that I would consider my favorite in this section. Let me go over to, let's see, the lower shelf. So here we go. This is right below my, I guess my spice racks that I use as fine fragrance mist holders from IKEA. If you can tell, on my recent haul, I got the online exclusives of what I think should have been released during the Bake Shop collection of 2023, but I digress. I feel like I haven't worn them enough in order for them to be a favorite. Well, actually, Sweet Petal Pound Cake is borderline going to be returned. But Ice Lemon Pound Cake is pretty good. It's up there, but the lasting power isn't great. But to go over that, I do have one favorite fine fragrance mist in this category. Let me go ahead and find it. I think it's in the second row. Okay, and that is Pink Watermelon Blast. I just love this scent. It's such a sugary, sweet, kind of, I don't care it's artificial, but I love it, type of fine fragrance mist that is great for the summertime. And surprisingly, I don't know what it is about this fragrance, but it actually lasts on me quite some time. I almost regret not getting another one. So fragrance notes for Pink Watermelon Blast are juicy pink watermelon, sugared strawberry blossoms, and lime zest. You don't really get too much of the blossoms, so it wouldn't be categorized as a floral at all whatsoever. This would be a straight up just watermelon with that added lime that just takes it, takes it to the next level. And it's so sugary sweet. And I think this is my favorite watermelon scent that I've smelled out of like watermelon mojito, watermelon lemonade, pink watermelon. This is my favorite one. So this fragrance came out during the summer. And something that I really appreciate about this fine fragrance mist that I feel like it's very minute, but I feel like it just adds to my experience using it, is that I love that this is almost basically a clear fine fragrance mist bottle, so I can exactly know where my mist is. Whereas, like, let me use Bright Christmas Morning. It's a little hard to tell where the fill line in Bright Christmas Morning is. If it was like, let's say like right here or right here, I wouldn't really know unless I like shine a light to it because it's a wraparound. And for me personally, I prefer clear labels. I know that might not be the best for the mist, but as long as you store it away from direct sunlight or in any humid area, I think it's fine. But Pink Watermelon Blast is great, and I know this is one of the scents that my sister compliments me on. So let's go over to the next section, and this is where I actually have my top fine fragrance mists that I would consider my favorite, my staples, the ones that I reach for every day. Okay, here is my other section. It's a little hard to get it in frame, so I'm going to go over the top section first. All right, still not the best angle, but that's okay. All right, so in no particular order, I'm going to go over the first one that I would consider a top favorite. And that would be Strawberry Pound Cake. If you can tell, this has been repackaged several times, but this is the first one, the OG Strawberry Pound Cake that came out during the Bake Shop collection. This one came out with Margarita Cupcake and Confetti Cake Pop. So as you can see, there are no notes, and if I'm being quite honest, this is my favorite packaging out of all of them. I want to say that the scent notes are something like fresh strawberries, whipped cream, and like shortcake or some type of cake note. It's been repackaged so many times that it's almost hard not to remember a little bit of the scent notes. And I know that this is a lot of people's favorites as well as a lot of people's dislike, or it's a little bit too nauseating. And the reason why for me it smells good is not the initial spray, but it's actually the dry down. This one dries down super soft and lovely, but yet still noticeable that it's a little bit more than a skin scent, but not enough to be like a like powerhouse type of fragrance. So we're not talking Fireside Flurries or Bonfire Bash, but this is definitely noticeable for quite a few hours. I get like about 5-ish hours if I spray myself generously. I like this so much. This is one of the fragrances that I got, or that I have this in all the forms. Of course, I haven't been buying too much just because I want to make a dent in my collection, but this is definitely backup worthy. So when they first came out with Strawberry Pound Cake, I loved it so much that I wanted to get it in every packaging. I actually have a video comparing the first like 5 or 6 versions of this fragrance, and they just like came out with this package way too much that it's almost hard to purchase all of them and get through them at the same time with the rate that I use up my fine fragrance mist. But despite the little like tweaks between each version, this is definitely great. They haven't really messed with the formula all that much. And this is definitely a great gourmand scent. All right, next fragrance that I would consider my favorite. I'm so sad they haven't brought this out, but I'm glad that I got a backup of this. And that would be Sugar Cherry Crisp. The packaging when this, like, I think it was called like a blackboard collection or chalkboard collection. It was so pretty, super nice. I think there's fragrance notes to this, maybe. Oh, actually, there are no fragrance notes. I have the lotion, so let me go ahead, find it, and so I could read it. Unfortunately, I didn't notice that this part of the video wasn't recording, but let me go over the scent notes. They are Bright Cherry Delight, Crumbled Graham Cracker, and Spun Vanilla Sugar. So I feel like this is also a hit and miss type of scent. I feel like a lot of people who don't like it compare it to cough syrup or, cherry cough syrup medicine. However, I want to note that when I was a kid, my cough syrup medicine was either bubblegum flavored or grape flavored. So I don't necessarily have that same scent memory that some people have that would, equate the two together. But I wanted to say that this scent smells a lot like the graham cracker in here. I love it that it's heavy on it. So whatever cherry medicinal scent that may appear, I personally don't get it. And I feel like this is a type of scent that you have to love cherries in order to like the scent, because it's, I want to say 50% cherry and then 50% of that gourmand graham cracker crust type note. I believe this came out during the fall collection and I feel like that's very appropriate, but overall I really love this scent. This is a scent that I got it in every single form, so the shower gel, body lotion, body cream, fine fragrance mist. I probably should have gotten another backup, and this hasn't made a return. And I feel like the initial spray doesn't really do it justice because it's a little heavy on the cherry note, to be honest, but after a few minutes and after the hours pass on by, which another pro is that this is pretty long lasting, at least on me if I spray it on my clothes, the bakery aspect of it comes out and you smell more of that graham cracker or the crumbled graham cracker note listed on here. So let's get back to the next scent that is one of my favorites. Alright, so please pay no attention to the Pantene bottle to the left side of your screen. That was actually a Beach Nights that I had to decant because the spray nozzle didn't go all the way down. So yeah, I had to change it up and I didn't want to buy a spray bottle when I could just go ahead and reuse that one. So in no particular order, let's go over my favorite fine fragrance mist here in this lower shelf. So of course the first one, I think this is a lot of people's favorites, Cotton Candy Clouds. This one has come out quite a few times. The first time I think this scent came out, it was actually called Boardwalk Taffy. Fragrance notes are spun sugar, pink berries, whipped vanilla. Now this is a very super sugary sweet fragrance. It's not gourmand that it smells like food in any type of way, but it just smells like a lot of like bam sugar. And surprisingly, despite it being very sweet, it's not like offensive in any type of way. It just smells like a very fun, flirty, like first date type of a fragrance. I love it. I have a backup of this. Here is my backup in Boardwalk Taffy that I haven't used. These two pretty much smell the same. Some people say that Whipped Berry Meringue that came out in that same collection as Pear Creme Brulee and Peach Prosecco Macaron, that's also the same. I don't hold that opinion. I feel like personally Whipped Berry Meringue the berry note was amplified a little bit too much. That's why I didn't purchase that one. So Cotton Candy Clouds is a great fragrance if you want to try a very sugary, sweet scent. Guaranteed good, nothing offensive really about this. And it lasts a pretty good time, like 4-ish hours. All right, next one. You might think it's similar to Cotton Candy Clouds, but to me, it's completely different, even though they both have that underlying sweetness. And that is Champagne Sprinkles. This one came out during, I believe it was a summer collection. This was the only one that I purchased. Sadly, I wish I would have gotten a backup. Fragrance notes are sparkling champagne, raspberry icing, rainbow sprinkles. So I initially didn't buy this fragrance because at this point in time, Bath & Body Works was coming out with a lot of scents that had like Prosecco, like a bunch of fizz, like strawberry soda, and it was just, in my opinion, I thought it was going to be too bubbly, but it's more of like a delicate champagne. So it has that essence of being super bright and uplifting, but not like I'm going to burp because I'm having too much gas. Sorry, TMI. I think the reason why I don't mind that note is the icing note in here is just super delicate and different. I feel like the icing in this is super nice, smooth. I can almost like see the glaze of it, and it's sugary in a different way than Cotton Candy Clouds is. I'm really sad that this is another fragrance that hasn't come out or made a return. And I want to say there's almost like a hint of citrus in here. It's either that or the champagne note that makes this very bright and happy. I think I would wear this the same time that I would wear Cotton Candy Clouds, but if I wanted to go more on a, like, let's say brunch date with my friends or something like that. But yeah, here is Champagne Sprinkles, and just to add, that is when Fine Fragrance Mist went from $14.50 to $15.50. And I just love this packaging. I love it when the lid is a different color or the spray nozzle is a different color. All right, next Fine Fragrance Mist. This might be a little of an unpopular opinion, but I love how berry waffle cone smells like in any form. Home fragrance, so we're talking candle, we're talking wallflower, soap, and even the body care. I unfortunately did not purchase any lotions and stuff because I had a lot at the time, but berry waffle cone came out during the summer, but I feel like unlike raspberry jam donut, where I can only see myself wearing that during the like fall or winter or at night, I could wear this pretty much any day, any occasion. Scent notes are sweet summer berries, golden waffle cone, creamy vanilla. And I think the reason why some people don't like berry waffle cone is that they might get a little bit of a lactonic note in the waffle cone, but to me this dries down very similar to raspberry jam donut, just a little bit lighter and more, of course, like the name suggests, a waffle versus raspberry jam donut. I almost feel greasy because of that fried note that exists in the background. But if you've ever smelled the home fragrance, like the candle and stuff, this is pretty much the same exact fragrance in body care. Now, a lot of people, including my family, do not like this. I bought one soap in the foaming hand soap, and nobody liked it. They all got a little bit nauseous smelling it, or that it was just too gourmand. And I think it's funny because when I wear this, they don't tell me anything. So I think this might be one of the fragrances that you would have to test out, because whereas everyone hates it in the soap form, no one seems to mind it when I spray it. And I apply it pretty liberally. So yeah, here is another favorite in my collection. All right, can anyone guess what is my favorite fine fragrance mist in all of my collection? I think I have like 50 plus fine fragrance mists or somewhere along those lines. But this is my favorite. It's the oldest. Love the packaging, and it also holds a lot of good scent memories associated to it. And coincidentally, I think it's the one with the biggest dent. And I don't have a backup. I don't know how that happened. But this was before I started getting into collecting or buying more than one fine fragrance mist at a time. Before, I would buy one fine fragrance mist or one lotion or one shower gel, use it completely up, and then, you know, buy it during the next semi-annual sale. Now I don't really do that. I tend to buy a lot and alternate between them. But enough of my rambling. My favorite fine fragrance mist ever, it would be Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. If I had another one or another like 5 of these, I would wear this fragrance pretty much every day. This came out, I want to say, during the 2019 summer collection. As you can see, it has a cute little Ferris wheel. I love it that the cap is a blue color. So the packaging of this is like A1. And surprisingly, despite it being old, they listed the fragrance notes on the back. So fragrance notes are whipped vanilla, marshmallow meringue, white magnolia, fluffy sandalwood. And it's a little bit hard to describe this scent, but I feel like it's a great blend out of all of these. So if you haven't smelled this one, this isn't just a straight up like marshmallow. I feel like it's a very sweet yet soft marshmallow. You can almost detect a little bit of the white floral in the background. It's not like roses where it's like bam in your face. The magnolia, I feel like elevates it and makes it more complex in a way. And I feel like the sandalwood adds a level of just softness, coziness, and like a little bit of warmth, dare I say. I've been looking for backups of this, but these go for like $60+ on Mercari, Poshmark, or any like reselling website. So unfortunately, I am going to have to wait until maybe Bath and Body Works brings this out or not. And that is also if they don't change the formula, because sometimes they bring back scents and they change, how it smells like, or how the original one smells like. PB&J. But anyways, this is great. I wore this the first year of my job that I'm currently at, and I feel like this is great for the summer, great for spring, winter, fall. This is like an all year round type of occasion. And the lasting power to this is great. It's like 5+ hours. And for a Bath and Body Works fine fragrance mist, that is awesome. I'm not sure if it's because before they used to formulate their fine fragrance mist to last longer, but nowadays you can only get sometimes even like 1 or 2 hours. And just to show you, this used to cost $14.50, and now the fine fragrance mist costs $16.95, sometimes even $18.95, which is just insane. And yeah, I just really hope this makes a comeback. I feel like this is such a great, soft, pretty, feminine scent. It's funny because despite it having marshmallow in the name, I wouldn't describe this as a gourmand type of scent. I would describe this as a warm and cozy scent. And I feel like the standout note of this would probably be a good mixture of marshmallow and sandalwood. So yeah, I only have about 50% left. So hopefully this stays good for at least 1 more year, because I want to make this last. But yeah, that is my favorite fine fragrance mist that Bath & Body Works has ever come out with in my collection, and probably anything that Bath & Body Works will come out with in the future. Alright, so those were all of my favorite fine fragrance mists in my Bath & Body Works collection. I'm not sure if you share any of the ones that I mentioned, but yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, bye.